Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Bennett Tchaikovsky, and I am the chair of the accounting department here at Irvine Valley College. And I'm here to give you an update for spring of 2025, just kind of a look at some of our different classes. So my disclaimer and copyright notice, the information and opinions in this presentation are those of myself and not my employers or affiliated organizations, including but not limited to Irvine Valley College and the South Orange County Community College District. The presentation is for educational purposes only and does not constitute any legal or accounting advice whatsoever. So let's get to it. So, since 2016, we've been offering courses meant to assist students with meeting the educational requirements to become a CPA, hence the IVC 30 to CPA. There's a couple different pathways, and they're actually working on some new ones. But as of right now, you need to have a bachelor's degree plus 30 semester units. And IVC, we were ranked by Wallet Hub as number 6 in the nation, which means we're number 1 in California. So we have an absolutely amazing school. And we're going to do our very, very best to give you the very best accounting classes. We may not be perfect, and we certainly are not, but we're going to try to do our very best to give you the most practical accounting education possible. And so, again, we wouldn't be here unless it was for our students. So we want to thank all of those who will be taking our classes and those that have taken. And again, thank you. So to become a CPA, you've got to pass that CPA exam. You need 150 semester units, and then you need 1 year of work experience. And there is a proposed addition to this whereby you can get a bachelor's in accounting and then do 2 years of work experience, but we'll see they're right now kind of hammering that through. Let's talk about our spring 2025 offerings. So, accounting 1A, basic financial accounting. The thing to know is that we have both in person and online options. However, for the online options, we require in person testing on Saturdays. And that can be a huge issue for a lot of people. However, there's a reason why we have in person testing. It's just that these are two classes between financial and managerial accounting that transfer to 4 year universities. If we sent over students that hadn't been through that rigor, it would be absolutely a huge disaster because I don't want to send a student to a 4 year university where they don't have a solid foundation in accounting for their business classes. Also, over here, we've got Accounting 112.1, 112.2, 112.3. Those are all spreadsheet courses. Looking at the schedule, and I'm just going to pause real quick. So the other course that we're offering is going to be Accounting 52. This is taught by our CIM department. If this is data analytics and fundamentals, right? So this is going to be going through, and I believe it's looking at like an Alteryx, but this is also a new course offering. Now, in terms of its transferability, you always basically want to make sure that you check basically to make sure that it does in fact transfer to the particular school you're applying to. However, this should count by the California Board of Accountancy as an accounting subject. So right over here, going back over here, so we've got that accounting 52. And then we also have over here intermediate accounting. This class is going to be taught in person on Monday nights. It's really important that you realize that as far financial accounting and reporting has changed and it's become a lot more challenging just because half of the exam are task-based simulations. The importance of taking intermediate accounting either in person or on live Zoom cannot be overstated. You absolutely need to go through and take this class either in person or on live Zoom, but this will be taught in person this coming spring 2025 semester on Monday nights. It's taught by Don Bradshaw, great instructor. And again, intermediate accounting too is one of the more challenging subjects, but we offer it here Monday nights, so hopefully we will see you then. We're going to offer QuickBooks section. This class is going to be online. This class can help you meet the educational requirement. However, is there a portion of QuickBooks that's on the CPA exam? That answer is no. Accounting 205, payroll accounting and taxation, that's also going to be online. Then we have our traditional business and individual income tax courses. These used to be called 206 and 207. They're now 206A and 207A. But we're also adding two new courses, which are basically going to be the additional topics for individual and business taxation. And so, if you're looking to get a better, more deepened tax education, this would be a great place to come through and to do it. Looking also at spring 2025, we're going to be offering bookkeeping as a second 8-week class. Our accounting ethics course that I go through and teach, that's if you need to meet the ethics study requirement. Also, we're offering brand new Accounting 262. This is external financial reporting and corporate social responsibility. That will be a class that I'll be teaching that will be offered online. Also, we're going to have auditing financial statements. This is also going to be a class that will be offered online. And I'm just going to pause real quick. Okay. Now, for summer 2025, I'm just to kind of give you a heads up as we're looking into summer already. We will be offering an Accounting 1A, an Accounting 1B, and then we're also going to be offering the Excel courses, QuickBooks, payroll tax, accounting ethics. And we're also going through and considering offering tax courses. If we do offer the tax courses, which we don't know what we're going to be offering yet, those will be done with live Zoom. And of course, the 1A, 1B will be online with in-person testing, but the 206A, 207A, or it might be a different tax course, those will be offered on those days with live Zoom. So, if you want to join IVC 30 to CPA, it is a program exclusively for our South Orange County Community College District. So, if you're enrolled as a student, you can message me here. There's no cost if you're an IVC or a Saddleback student. In terms of looking at what exactly is IVC 30 to CPA, so it's a Canvas shell, and so in this group, basically you can go through and we're going to basically provide you with different, firm meetings. However, I would say that one of the more valuable parts of IVC 30 to CPA has been that essentially we will be giving you a free mapping of the courses, against it doesn't really matter if you're a member of IVC 30 to CPA. If you want to contact me, leave a comment, send me an email to IVC30 to CPA at gmail.com. I'll reply back to you with a personalized Google Sheet. But the benefits of joining this group is like once you're an IVC or a Saddleback student, is that we've got a lot of resources here. And probably one of the more important resources that we have are basically links to, these are unlisted, but we basically have links to various different meetings and that we've held in the past, as well as the recruiters' names. And if you go through and you're looking to obtain employment, if you're in the Orange County, California area, or even if you're not in Orange County, the meetings that we've held can give you some really good insights into recruiting. And these are only available for IVC 30 to CPA members. You basically join the group and then you get this in here. You're always welcome to, if you can find my office hours, you can type in my name as a Google search and put in Bennett Tchaikovsky, Irvine Valley College. My office hours are open. And then over here, we will provide you an individualized Google Sheet. And then it's a lot of other information that's like down here about various different scholarship opportunities, different Big Four recruiters, part-time jobs, just a lot of different resources in terms of recruiting. We also have sample resumes. So over here, sample resume you can go through and download. There's just a lot of different resources for you here to help you on your path towards becoming a CPA, meeting the educational requirement. And so, again, we're also planning on doing additional calls with accounting firms this spring 2025. We've done about 30 of them so far. They're unlisted, but they have about 250 hours of use so far, which I'm incredibly proud of. But in any event, I want to thank you for joining me here today to hear about our spring 2025 schedule. If you have any questions about IVC 30 to CPA, please feel free to reach out to me. One last thing. If you are looking to become an IVC student, it's a pretty straightforward process. If I kind of type in over here, and our admin has done a really good job in terms of putting this, but if I go discover IVC and right over here, if I just kind of go over here and kind of say, okay, why choose IVC, tour the campus, let's see here, IVC resource request, more information. Oh, apply to IVC. So if I apply to IVC right over here, this will walk you through basically California Virtual Campus student, new IVC student. So you'll kind of start over here. And then this will kind of, you apply basically for admission. We have a 100% acceptance rate. I've never heard of somebody being rejected from IVC, but you would basically go over here and basically apply now. And so you would go through and sign in if you're a California resident, and you're going to get the classes at $46 a unit, which is the best deal in town. One of the better benefits about being a California resident. Okay, so again, so thank you for joining me here today. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. The one other thing, last thing I'm going to mention, I keep on forgetting these different things, is that if you're trying to get into a class that is full, if you register at IVC now, because the classes will start opening up for registration soon, if for some reason you like can't get into a class as part of IVC 30 to CPA, if you let me know, like if you register as a student, if your registration date is later, but you can, the moment registration opens up for you, you're trying to get into a class that's full, I will do whatever I can to assist you. The one that's going to be harder to assist with is going to be Accounting 1B Honors, because that's part of the honors program. But any of these other classes that you're trying to get into, we can absolutely assist you with basically getting into those classes. So if you can't get into a class, let me know. But if you wait until the last minute, like if you're contacting me on January 12th, might be a little bit too tough to do. But if you let me know ahead of time, I can work with you and the instructor to try to get you into the class if it is in fact full. But in any event, thank you so much for being with me here today. I look forward to seeing you on future videos, and uh, feel free to reach out if you have any questions. I'll see you soon.